If that is the thing, it is supply of goods. If this is the thing, this is supply of services. If you get question on those things, you need not have to analyze anything. Just blindly follow. If it falls under schedule 2, if it is goods, is service. Okay, around 10 to 12 items are there. I think 8, maybe 8. Seven items are there. Okay, very easy. There is not much difficulty in keeping in mind, but obviously it will come to your mind very easily. You need not have to scratch your head. Okay, first one. Any transfer of title in goods. Title in goods. Transfer of title. That means it is supply of goods. The right to use in goods, it is supply of service. Right to use, title, there are difference. Right to use means you will use it for some time and you will give it back. That is service. When you permanently purchase that one or transfer that permanently, that means title in goods you are passing to the another person. It is supply of goods. Any transfer of title in goods. Transfer of title in goods under an agreement, finance lease, those things, it is supply of goods. Any lease, rental, tenancy, it is supply of services. Building rent, building lease, rent, plant and machinery lease, rent, computers renting, those things, land renting, those things are supply of services. Okay. Any lease or letting out of the building, commercial, whatever it is, residential, it is exempt, commercial, it is taxable, it will be supply of service. Okay. This one, any treatment or process which is applied to another person's goods, job, work, it is supply of service. They may frame the question on this. Example, you go to some cloth shop, you purchase the cloth. Can you wear the cloth as it is without stitching?
No, sir.
You go to the stitcher who takes the measurement and who stitches the dress or other wearing thing, shirt, pant, dress, those things. What the tailor is doing on that? Tailor is working on your goods, right?
Yes, sir.
That is, whatever this amount he charges, tailor charges, it is supply of services. Okay? Though he uses certain goods which is in the goods belonging to you, like thread. He uses the thread to stitch, no? Thread is goods. He uses hooks or buttons. That is also goods. Zip, it is also goods. Though he uses those things on your goods. Hence, the predominant supply is in the nature of stitching. Hence, it will be treated as supply of service. What is more predominant in the stitching? Tailoring. Stitching is the predominant thing, no? Activity? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
That is called as it is supply of service. Okay. Transfer or dispose of business assets, whether or not for a consideration. Please leave this one. When we come to ITC, this one we work on the problems on this. Old or discarded machine disposed of. There is a problem on this, we will use there. It is supply of goods. Machinery means goods. Asset means goods, right? Next, change of use of goods from business to personal use. Change of use of goods from business to personal use. Example, you are a sole trader. You purchase the provisions to sell. You use certain provision for your personal use. That becomes supply of service. I'm not that much agreeable to this. You are taking the goods, it should be goods. Okay? Because they have given the service, take it as service only. I don't think the question will come on this. Next, where a person ceases to be a taxable person, any goods forming part of the assets of any business carried on by him shall be deemed to have been disposed by him immediately preceding the seizing of such business. It shall be treated as supply of goods unless the business is transferred as a going concern to another person, or business is carried on by a personal representative who is deemed to be a taxable person. What is the meaning of this one is? Assume that you are doing the business. Okay? At some point of time here, you decide that I will sell the business to another person as it is. As it is means as a going concern. The same business will be carried on by the another person. Entire business you sell it to another person or dispose of to another person or transfer to another person as it is. That will be treated as supply of goods. Okay, that's what they are mentioned. Assume you are not selling. Instead, you transfer your ownership to your son or your relative. He carries on that one. You are not selling. Only just you are giving the shop or that business to run by any of your relative or any of your representative. That is also, it is treated as transfer of goods. But it is not taxable. Still you are the owner. But you are just handing over your business to look after by your representative. It is also transfer of goods, but it is not taxable unless that itself is not the supply. Okay. Next, renting of immovable property. In the above lines we saw commercial and this one. These things, the same one. It is supply of service, commercial property, as I mean immovable property. Construction of a complex. I told no, before completion certificate, this is the one. Okay, let me explain this. Assume apartment is constructing. This is apartment 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that. They are given the numbers. Okay. You will. Who is the major brigade apartments normally? Brigade, Salarpuri are the famous ones, no? Yes or no? Godrej, Salarpuria Brigade, those are the builders, no? They do the construction of apartments. Okay. The apartment is still under construction. You approach the brigade. And you will book 7 and 8 apartment for yourself. And you pay some advance. Please understand this. You approach to brigade to buy the apartment. You earmark 7 and 8 for yourself, and you pay around 20% of the whatever the listed price. Assume that 2 crores is the apartment value. Per apartment is 2 crores. 2 plus 2, 4 crores you should be given. 4 crores. You pay 50 lakhs as advance. Okay, 50 lakhs as advance. In this case, after you pay advance, to whom these 2 buildings belongs to? 7 and 8. After paying advance, to whom these 2 buildings 7 and 8 is belongs to? Is it to you or is it to brigade? To me. To you. Now he resumed the construction of these 7 and 8 also, right? He will not leave. He will resume the construction along with the other apartments. Yes or no? Yes, sir. Now tell me whether the service is providing by brigade to you or brigade itself is constructing the entire apartment for himself, for itself. You guys did not get my question. Yeah, he is providing the services to us. That means to whoever has purchased, the construction services is being provided to the owner of the earmarked properties, right? In this case, entire 4 lakh is supply of service. It is taxable. When it becomes taxable, when any advance is received by even 1 rupee also. If any advance is received by the constructor before completion certificate is being received or first occupancy, in that case, the entire value of the property becomes taxable as service and it will be liable to GST. When before completion of service, any advance amount is received. Completion certificate is being received. Okay. See here. construction of a complex building, civil structure or part thereof, including a complex or building intended for sale to a buyer. Normally, these things will be intended to sell for the buyer's right. Apartment will be built to customers, wholly or partly, except where the entire consideration has been received. Except where entire consideration, entire. That means in this case, if this 4 crores consideration has been received after issuance of completion certificate were required by the competent authority or its first occupation, whichever is earlier. In that case, it will not be treated as supply of service. It will not comes under the purview of GST. Where? Except where. That means in this case, it will not be a transaction covered under GST. If on other side, except, we remove the except, if any part of the consideration is received before issuance of completion certificate or before its first occupation, whichever is earlier, then it becomes supply of service, hence it is taxable. Understood?
Yes.
You will be expected to write the provisions of this. They may ask the question, write the provision relating to construction service. You have to write this one. Understood? The same example they have given. See, real estate companies generally open booking of the flats even before the construction is started. Even before the construction is started or when the construction is progressing also. Okay? And allow customers to pay the price in installments. Here also, first advance and balance in 5 installments. Like that they gave. Okay? Spread over a number of years until the possession of the plant is granted. Possession of the flat is granted means completion certificate. Such modality of selling flat is considered as supply of service, even though the underlying property being transferred is made up of goods. Construction building is goods, but if this condition is satisfied before 1 second. Sorry guys. Okay, are you guys understanding right?
Yes, sir.
Next, temporary transfer or permitting the use or enjoyment of any intellectual property is the service, supply of service. Temporary use. That means you will use it for some time and you will give it back. Computer development, software development, system design is all service. But the software sold on CD, is goods. Like some softwares are being sold in CDs, like pre-written CDs, like Tally software. It is supply of goods. Okay, we call it as shelf goods, shelf software or goods. Agreeing to the obligation to refrain from an act or to tolerate an act or to a situation or to do an act. It is supply of service. Example. Normally you may get question on this. Okay. See, I think you guys know it or not, I don't know. In Chennai, in Tamil Nadu, Sarvana Bhavan Hotel is there. Are you guys aware of that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think Sarvana Bhavan Hotel has taken McDonald's or McDonald's taken Sarvana Bhavan, I don't know exactly. And they made a contract. I think McDonald's has taken Sarvana Bhavan, I believe. They made a contract with the Sarvana Bhavan owner. You should not start the same kind of business next 5 years in the Chennai or in Tamil Nadu. They made a contract like that. And they came to an agreement, agreeing to an obligation to refrain from an act. That means they made a contract, they agreed that they will not start the same line of business in anywhere in Tamil Nadu. For that, 2,000 crore rupees they have given, assume 200 crores, not 2,000, assume 200 crores has been given. That 200 crores amount is taxable as supply of service. That is one example. Second one example. You guys clear? CS? You will come to me on a lighter note. Please don't take it seriously, anyone. On a lighter note, you come to me and you will tell that we have cleared CS and we want to take up coaching and we are interested to teach in tax itself. What is my reply to you? What would be my reply? I will tell, please don't teach tax. I will give 5 lakh rupees each year. For 5 years, don't teach tax. If you agree, you are doing a service to me. That 5 lakhs, whatever the amount I pay to you, it will be taxable as supply of service. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, transfer of the right to use. Right to use goods is supply of service. Like when you do a construction of the houses, the JCB will come and do the digging up for the foundation. Have you guys seen that? Have you guys seen?
Yes, sir.
The JCB machine will come and dig the mud for the purpose of construction. Okay, that is right to use goods. After the digging, he will go back to his normal place. Okay, that is supply of service. Zoom car. Will you keep it Zoom car for yourself?
No, sir.
No, that is supply of service. Okay. In many companies, coffee vending machine will be taken for rent. Right to use that machine. Or the Xerox machines will be kept. The right to use that machine. That is all supply of service. Okay. Composite supplies, there is a separate chapter. I will explain there. Don't bother now. Okay. Composite supply is supply of service. Always. Next. Supply of goods by any unincorporated association or body or corporate. That means unincorporated means any club. We discussed now the same thing. If they are supplying the goods, it will be supply of goods. If they are giving any service, it will be treated as supply of service. Understood? There is no hard and fast rule. You should remember all. Obviously, it will come as the day progresses. Everything you can learn easily. You can easily identify whether it is service or goods. If the specific question is asked, you have to be very careful. Okay, guys? Okay, we will stop it here because schedule 3 has got few bigger list. I don't want to touch that one. We will continue in the next schedule 3 in the next Sunday. Okay? Any doubt?